Welcome back to the rest of the story. Well, I can finally close the chapter on planting for the year. Or, well, hold on here. Because I should have made sure the lens was clean, right? Alright, how's that? Well, like I said, I can finally say that we are done with the corn planter. I went through, finished winterizing it. It's the first time I've ever had to winterize a corn planter before. Well, you know, as far as the liquid system goes. Went through, got all the regular water, ran out of it. This is actually RV winterizer. I had running through all the hoses, all the lines. I went through and made sure everything had that RV winterizer ran through it. So we don't have to worry about anything having water stuck in it. Say like these were full of water, and that water, because it likes to expand when it freezes, that would bust these lines. And I can tell you right now that Ryan and I have no interest in going back through and having to rerun all those lines. That was enough of a job for this one planter. I mean, if we get another one and it becomes another job, so be it. Well, also I went through all these closing wheels. I went through and released all the spring pressure on those. Also, as far as the airbags go, I let all the air out of the air system. The planter has been locked up, so the planter will not settle down and put any weight on these over the winter. When we go through and unhook the planter off the tractor here, it's hopefully going to sit idle for another, what do we say, 9 months? Give or take, maybe 10 months if we're lucky. What's that put us at? Early April. There are a couple people that say, there's a couple different opinions. Opinion number one is to leave a little bit of pressure in them so they don't, you know, deform or they tear or anything like that. The route that we go with is we let all the air out of them entirely and make certain that we do not let it drop back down the ground. That's what I was getting at earlier. When you have all the air out of the system and you drop it down the ground, then you risk those bags tearing either internally or externally, like up on the top here. So yeah, I'm ready to get this unhooked. It's going to be dropped back in where the green cart is. The generator will get out of the way and the planter will probably either sit, I guess I couldn't tell. Well, guess that's a good question. Quite honestly, we may just back it in right in front of the 630 disc. And because memory serves me right, we do like to put the two carts back against the wall. So I mean, the planter, we'll get this door shut here again. They're saying we're going to have some potentially severe weather coming up here again. So we're trying to make sure everything's secure, and we're not sitting that bad, to be honest with you. A lot of this other equipment that was sitting in this machine shed before the farm day is down in my machine shed. I have to go bring a bunch of it up tomorrow because I parked it in front of, well, my lawnmower and Brittany's four-wheeler and all that stuff that we need, like, down at my place right now. So I'm going to make a quick comment about this because I have been carrying it around in my truck, and I really need to say something about it because they sent it to me and I just haven't had a chance to do anything about it yet. I was contacted the other day from a particular individual. Iowa Dairy Boys, I believe, had already done a video on this, but I was contacted by this camera company if I was willing to do a video of installing this on one of our machines. Well, the timing was just right because I was thinking here just lately, well, basically since this spring, like when we were moving grain around with the 82 and loading the carts, was stay here. What I want to do is I want to mount this camera system, which is wireless, by the way. I want to go ahead and mount the system into the 8235R. What my intentions are, I'm going to see how this works running just the one camera at first, and with the intention of putting one camera out the back of the grain cart and seeing how good of a signal we get. back to the tractor, to the screen, so we can see if there's anything behind us when we're going up and down the roads. Secondly, and the bigger reason as to why I wanted this in the first place, is because we can't see into either of these carts, the red cart especially. We unload on the go a lot from the combine, or we fill on the go a lot from the combine. And what we end up doing is we're just kind of going by what the combine is doing, and we're just kind of guesstimating where we need to be. Typically, when you're running, it'd be a lot more helpful probably with soybeans, but when you're doing corn, you can really just pick a row and drive. But what this would allow us to do is to help position the cart underneath the unloading auger of the combine a little bit easier, not a lot easier, maybe a little bit easier, so we know where we need to be to get that cart filled all the way. Especially when, seems you guys have been around, know that we do fill the grain carts out of the grain bins, and being able to see that from the tractor, how full the cart is and where you need to move it forward and backward, would really help. Anybody that's going to ask, are we going to put one in the 4640 and the green cart? I'm going to stay quiet on that subject, because honestly, it's got to prove itself on the 8235 first. I have thought this in the past before. I'm not going to use it with this camera. I would considering putting another camera, even if it's not wireless, even a wired one, whichever one works. If this works just as well, I would do it. I would put one in the 7600 and one on the 535 round baler. Same thing, one on the back on the end gate, so I could make sure the bales were being wrapped properly. Either that, or, actually, I could think of 3 places I could put that on. One would be right down in the pickup, because when that wraps, if I had a camera watching up where the pickup is throwing the corn into the baler, you can see if right through there, if the whole bale has been wrapped or not. That's where I normally look when I get out and make sure that the net wrap has engaged properly. What normally gets me is when it wraps half the bale. This baler, the 566, works so much better than that 535. This baler lets you know 99.5% of the time when the net wrap does not engage. You get a nice little alarm that tells you you have an issue, you need to do something about it. The 535 we had, it had multiple areas on it that were just weak, and that 566 really improved on. One project at a time. And we get that 82 back on that red cart. I really don't think it'll take too long, because what I'm planning on doing, my intentions are, I'm not planning on having to add another wire. That's why I went with the wireless option, to hook that up to the 8235R. My thought is, if these are interchangeable and they pick up the right signal from that camera for the screen you're using, what I would consider doing is running the power from the cart or the camera down, and I would probably tap into that 7-pin connector, because memory serves me right, there's a continuous 12 volt coming out of that 7-pin connector on the 82. So that way, when we hook and unhook from the tractor, it's a very fluid transition between implements, because we don't have to worry about that camera working or not working, or making sure the wires are connected, or anything like that. Anything to, to make it just a little bit simpler. So this is going to be coming. Thank you for sending it to us, and hopefully I can get something done with this relatively soon here. We have to get the hose fixed out there, and then I should be able to get the cart back on the 8235, and that'll be another rainy day project. That is, unless we get a bunch of rain tomorrow and we move all this equipment back around and shift it around, and we'll probably go that route of maybe trying to get this camera in. So that's all I got to say for today. Thanks for watching. I need to get some fireworks going or something, shut these birds up. So until tomorrow, take care, take it easy, keep in touch. I'll talk to you then.